Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. I have a very special unboxing for you today. It's something coming in from Knife Center. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Today I'm opening it up with my Wee Banter S35VN blade steel on this one. But this is with the Unlocked Composite scales. Really cool scales that I highly recommend for your banter. I think it's really, really cool. Alright, so what do we have here? Oh, we got a little, it looks like some stuff. Wine, let's see, we got a receipt. Yep, we'll put that off to the side. What else we got? Is that it? Yep, that's it. Alright. So what do we have? A Civivi. Oh, what do we got? Wonder what this is. Oh, it's the Baby Banter. Now, I recently gave away a Baby Banter, but this one's a little bit different because this is Black Stonewash CPM S35VN steel. I wanted to upgrade the Baby Banter a bit because I like S35VN steel. It's a little tougher, nicer to sharpen, retains an edge just a little bit better than I think the Nitro V version. So let's take a look. All right, so we got all our stickers that you get. I got the lint, but there you go, warranty. Got a little sticker, a bunch of this Baby Banter stickers, a nice cloth, and here we are. So let's go ahead and put this stuff away. We'll save the stickers because I always like to put stickers on my board of stickers that I have. Is this a sticker? I don't know if this is a sticker. Is it a sticker? I don't think this is a sticker. Is it a sticker? You guys are probably going, it's not a sticker. It's not a sticker. Sure feels like a sticker. Oh, I think it's separating like, yep, it's a sticker. All right, so I guess we'll put that with the stickers. It is a sticker. Cool. A little bonus. All right, we'll put that away. And we will take a look at the knife. Now, this is nothing revolutionary. It's a Baby Banter. But this is in, what do we got here? Black Stonewash. This is with the red and 10G handle. So it's like a topo pattern, I guess. But it's kind of a version of the two together. So, but as you can see, I don't know if we can see that. Can we get that in there? Here, let's focus in a little bit. I don't know if we can get that in focus, but right there, S35VN steel. Different blade studs on that one. Let's see what the action's like. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Are we centered? We are centered. Definitely. Can still grip up on that. And it's not a bad G10 scale, right? It's not my favorite, right? But it's not a bad G10 scale. I think it could be even better. And you know why? Because I still have my Baby Banter scales from Unlocked Composite scales. So let's take a look at these. Now I had these on my other one. I actually gave that away and a giveaway because I was going to upgrade this, and I thought, you know, I need another knife to give away. And I thought, well, maybe I'll buy a Baby Banter. And then I saw that there was a Baby Banter in S35VN steel, and I thought, well, you know what? I hardly use my Baby Banter. I like to carry it once in a while, and I like to sharpen it a lot. I do. I like to sharpen it a lot. I do carry it, but I don't use it, right? It's my backup knife just in case, but I thought, let's upgrade the steel, make this a little bit nicer. And I thought, well, I could put the Unlocked Composite scales on this puppy, right? So let's do that. Now, these are pretty robust Unlocked Composite scales. I will give you that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on here. So let's get into it. I also have my tweezers on this particular scale. If you didn't know, it comes with tweezers that go right in here. So they clip right in here like this. They go in like that. So that's kind of cool. We'll put those on at the end. So let's get into this. I'm going to get some of my tools over here. I use Wea bits, which is really cool. Wea wrench, but I also have this one that I got from Urban EDC. One of those, you know, fidget spinners. I like this one. This is an Ultim, which I think is really cool. I don't know, I dig it. So the thing about the Baby Banter that I liked was these were all T8s. So you can see that T8 right there. Let's begin by taking off. Now, I think, yeah, those are T6s though. So I have to start off with taking off the deep pocket carry clip, and those are T6s. Put that over there. It is a captive pivot, if you notice, which I think is nice. And before I do that, let me just check this one more time. It's not tight, but it's not as loose or as comfortable as I would like it to be. And let's look at the lockup on this one. We're at a good, I want to say 60%, but it's even. It's a thin blade. This is a very thin blade. It's less than a tenth of an inch. So when you have full engagement like that, I think that's great. And there's no blade rock, which is really cool. So, and it does lock in there really nicely. You see that? So I think I might tighten that up. I might loosen up the detent just ever so slightly. It's going to be super, super slight. Right? So that's this side right here. So I'm going to put that screw over there. And then this one's going to be over here. So we'll take these guys off. And let's take the pivot. Looks like there's no oil in there, so that's interesting. We'll drop that out, all those pieces, and I'll go over here. So before we do that, what I like to do, you'll notice this goes in here, like that, and then that's where the tang of the blade goes. So I notice that it's going to come up here. So we could come in just a little bit. So to measure that, let's do that. We'll put this flat here. We'll see where we're at right now. So you can see it's just over the edge, just a little bit there. Do y'all see that? Can you see that right there? Just a little over the edge. All right, so we're going to bring this in just ever so slightly. I don't think we moved it. Okay, it's parallel. That's enough for me. I hardly want to move that. So ever so slightly, I'm going to move that. So, all right, so let's rebuild this part. We're going to put our pieces in here. That goes in there. We're going to have this piece back over here. It goes over there. Then, do we have a flat captive part on here? I don't remember if this had a flat captive part. Don't think it did, but I wanted to make sure. What am I doing? Stop that. Put that over there. I want to put on the Unlocked Composite scales. I don't know what I'm doing. Does this have a flat? I just want to make sure I'm looking for a flat side, because a lot of times they do that. They did it on my lander, but that's QSP, right? So it could be a little different. And here's our pivot. Now what we're looking for, I'm going to hold this down like this. As you'll see, there's a little spot where there's a little cutout, so that's going to fit right there. And it kind of lines up with the C. You see that? And so it sets right in there, and it's not going to move. Now I lost that one. Let's get that back in. Okay, and so we're going to use a little bit. Where's my oil? There we are. This one has not been oiled up yet, so I'm going to do a little bit of oil. Now before I do that, let's see what size these guys are. The pivot is, okay, it's a 5mm pivot. Let's see, how thick are these washers? Okay, it's 5mm, but it's 3/64. Don't think I have any 5mm 3/64, but I'm gonna look. It's 5mm, and that is, what was it, 1/16? 1/16? 1/16? 5mm. Ooh, I do. Yeah, let's try this out. Let's see what happens when we do that, since we're upgrading it. Nice. I thought I bought some of these. Let's see. Look at that. That might be a nice fit. Does it fit on there? Oh yeah. You know it does. There we go. I'm gonna just drop that back off. I want to put a little oil on there first, but that is exciting. That might give us some nice crazy benefit action here, because skiffs are amazing. So if you're not familiar with skiff washers, these are the Rocket Glide rings, 5mm pivot, and that is the 3/64. and outer diameter is 0.201, and then inner diameter is 0.201, outer diameter is 0.335. If you're wanting to upgrade your Baby Banter, and if you already spent a little extra to maybe get a little nicer blade, it might be worth your time to maybe upgrade the washers. And I am super pumped about this, I can't tell you. Yeah, that's nice. It's going to be a super cool benefit. All right, so we've got everything. Now we need to put our inner liner on here. Make sure we're all set. That's all in place. Now I didn't oil this, so let me do that. And the other thing I wanted to do, for the detent ball, I always like to put a little heavier gauge 85 weight nano oil on there. Now I have just a little bit left in here and I want to finish it before I'm done, but I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. All right, it's coming out slowly. I'm sure. I just don't want it, if I squeeze hard, it's going to come out like that, kind of crazy. And then I want to put it into a little detent ball hole here, and we'll go along the track. All right. Yeah, it's a little more oil than I had anticipated, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. There we go. Okay, very good. All right, so now we're going to put our outer lock on here. Want to make sure that's in place. Okay, good. That's on there nice and solid. These are the old washers. We'll move those out of the way. I'm going to put this back on, but before I do that, I am going to put a little Loctite on there because I want that to stay. Okay. All right, it's all blacked out. I like that. I'm kind of digging that. That's really cool. All right, so let's put these guys on. Oh, whoa, that's a little much there. But you know what? Maybe I can save that and put it over on this one. And I can save it and put it over on this one. Because that is a lot of Loctite. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably wipe that off mostly and start that over. We'll just tap it there. That was a bit much, more than I anticipated, right? That's the only thing about the bottle. It sometimes just comes out like crazy. Got a little Loctite on there. That's plenty on that side. Let's do the other one here. So I reverse thread it, so I'll hear a little click. Now make sure I'm in the right thread, so that way you don't strip it, right? So before we continue, let's see. We're not quite centered, so that could be because it's not tight enough up here. Let's put the other screw in. All right, notice one thing. You see how there's two different screws here? You gotta make sure you put the right one in, because you need a longer one that's gonna go into that golly, backstop. So it's like a little spacer, right? You know, it's not a back spacer, but it's a backstop. So you want to be able to fit the long one into that one. Oh, that's right. These are the shorter ones. These are the T6s, so that's why. And that still has some Loctite on there, so I'm going to kind of let it go. I don't want to add too much because it looks like there's already some stuff on there, right? And that actually has a little Loctite on it too. So I'm going to leave that on there. T8s, come on. I want to say it's close, but it looks like it's off to the side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, we're off a little bit, so we're going to have to center that one here in a second. Yeah, I like that. I've always liked these scales a little bit more, right? So these are Unlocked Composite scales, beautifully contoured. I've had these. I've done a review and installation, but I mean, installing it to the S35VN knife, so this is kind of like a nice upgrade. Before I had the anodized, it was kind of like a blue anodized on the Nitro version, Nitro V. But this is the S35VN steel. So we may have to do a little blade centering on this. And sometimes you can fix all that by loosening everything up real quick and then kind of resetting everything. So let me try that first before I try to blade center everything. Because sometimes it's just not sitting correctly, right? And if you allow it just to kind of sit in, it's simply, and you can do all of that by just loosening everything up. I mean, technically, another way to do it is you just take the knife apart and you reassemble it a second time. So sometimes it sits a little differently. So this time I will tighten up the scales. And then we'll tighten this. Worst case, then we'll do our little. Okay, so we're still a little to the right. And I suspect, let's see here. If I tighten it pretty good, does it? No, still it's not truly centering it. So we're going to have to do our centering trick for sure. All right, so the way I do that is, you know, some people will use the thumb. They'll do a little trick there, but I use a little piece of paper that I wedge in there. So I'm going to go grab that. I have a similar piece of paper I've used forever, and I feel like it works. So I just kind of grab the same piece of paper so I don't have to fold something over and over. All right, the way you do that is you want to loosen up all your screws, right? Including the body, the scale. So I'm going to loosen this. Loosen all these guys, anything that's holding the scale together. And it's attached to the liners. So then, since it's pulling to the right, my screwdriver keeps wanting to fly off. I'm going to put a little piece right in here. I'm going to wedge it where I'm pushing it to the left. So then the first thing you do is you tighten up the pivot. You tighten up really tight. Over tight it, okay? Then we do the body screws. And then we take out the piece of paper. I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. And lo and behold, it's more to the left. Let's see. Now, I don't know if I still have to. Sometimes you have to do a second time, right? Yeah, we're centered. And the action's dropped shut. Make sure we got no blade rock. We have no blade rock. All right, there we go. Make sure the body screws are still tight. Now, the reason why I'm working with this deep pocket carry clip is because one of the screws actually goes into this back standoff, right? So we want to make sure that the they are tight as well. So now this is black coated. The other one I had was black coated too, but it was kind of broken in after a bit of use. And I'm just double checking the centering again. We want to make sure we're dead on. It looks dead on. And don't know if you can see it from my angle. What I'm trying to find is, maybe I can zoom in a little bit. What I'm trying to find here. Yeah, so it's close. I think it's dead center. I mean, I can always adjust it later, but it's hard to see because you got the liner right here, and this is the liner lock, and it actually bends into to lock the blade in place. Oh, I was like, it's moving. Well, yeah, because I'm moving. What a dummy. I'm moving the liner lock. It was moving because I was touching that. All right, so I want to just make sure we are nice and centered. Yeah, to me, it looks dead center. All right, so I put some Loctite in there. I don't want to mess with it too much. I want to keep it nice and centered and let it set. But this is with the S35VN blade steel. Now, don't get me wrong. These are cool scales. They're nicely chamfered all the way around, which I think is a nice touch. Definitely a nice touch. So that is cool to me. I think that's really cool. But I like the fact that I can have S35VN steel in this one, which is just a little nicer blade steel. I'm going to be able to sharpen it and hold an edge just a little bit longer, make this more utilitarian. And I like my Baby Banter. It is a comfortable knife to carry when I want to carry something super compact. See, I can get a full grip on this. I have medium, large hands. They're large widthwise, medium lengthwise. They're shorter fingers. They're meaty fingers. Oh, you know what? You guys I can't see that. I'm totally focused in on like a dummy. Anyways, so I like that. I like that medium, large hands can fit this, and I got a good grip on here. That I really do enjoy. I got a little bit of oil in here. It's breaking in. So let me show you. This is the tweezers that you can get with it. You can get it without tweezers if you don't want that, but that's my little touch of red. So I kind of homage to the red, right? Got a little touch there. Excuse me. But there you go. There's the Baby Banter, kind of a premium Baby Banter now, right? S35 blade steel, got the Unlocked Composite scales. Makes this just so much nicer, I think. Every time I look at this, I feel like it's off to the right a little bit, but I think it's a liner lock that throws me, and this little cutout right here. If I look at it right dead center here and just cut this part out, it's centered. It's just, I don't know if you guys see that, if you see the same thing. It makes me question my centering. But if it's not centered, I'll definitely fix it later because I'm a little OCD when it comes to centering. I really like my blades centered. It bothers me when they're not. So, there you go. I've been known to actually give up on a knife if I can't center it. Quite frankly, to me that's important. Ooh, that's interesting. Huh. That, whatever that was, took off my yellow. I wonder what that was. I wonder if that was this. I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would do that. Well, that's interesting. You learn something new every day. Got one of my lines here kind of gone. Something dissolved. I didn't think it was the oil because I've had oil on here many times and that hasn't done anything. So, anyways, it's always a little bit of a bummer, but there you go. But these, just so you know, I think it's really cool and worth pointing out that I was able to put the Skiff Cage ceramic ball bearings on there. And I have a feeling my action is going to start getting nicer as it breaks in because I had to break in the other knife, right? The other knife had to break in after a little bit. And I'm pretty sure the Baby Banter is already listed on Skiff's website. If it's not, I'm going to let Steve know. And I'm sure he already knows. But there you go. So if you... I thought I was centered. Let me zoom in a little bit here. We'll kind of get this a little nicer zoomed in. Yeah, so these are the Skiffs, the 5mm with the 3/64 balls, right? So if you ever interested, he sells this tool. So it takes the 5mm pivot, that's this hole, and the 3/16 or 3/64. That is the 3/64s. Where's that? Oh, here we are. 3/64. This one right here. So that's, you can measure this. You can get this tool if you like replacing them. You see how this goes through like that? It's too thick for that, but it's too much room over there for that. So I highly recommend maybe considering that as an upgrade. You can upgrade to the S35 blade steel, get the Knife Center exclusive Baby Banter and S35 blade steel, and then you can also add skiff washers to it to even make that nicer. So there you go. I ended up really upgrading my Baby Banter quite a bit. Now, like I said, I don't mind these scales. These scales are pretty nice. I think they are nice, and you can see the nice cutout relief. They do a really good job with that. But I personally really like the Unlocked Composite scales. Nice texture, and I like the contoured shape of it. So that makes it just that much nicer, in my personal opinion. All right, so there you go. Well, if you have any questions about this, feel free to comment down below. If you have any questions about any of these little help aids that I sometimes put together, little projects that I do. If it's not for you, you know, no worries. But if some of this is beneficial, if you were ever afraid to do some of these things, just you know you can do this stuff. As long as you're patient, as long as you've got some decent tools, everybody can do this. And I started off with, you know, the less expensive knives. I do a lot of this stuff on my more expensive knives. So it is absolutely possible. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. If you have any questions about the unboxings, I'd love to hear your comments, any ideas for future videos, you know, for Rob's ramblings and any other thoughts. Please, by all means, share them. I do try to read all my comments and reply to everybody. And I really appreciate you guys who watched so far all the way through this. I will have done some editing in this video, so it's not the full 35 minutes long. And I'm sure you'll appreciate that. But thanks for watching and enjoying the content and the helps. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or entertaining, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've hit that like button, would you consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel. It allows me to grow, to produce more content, do more things. And I greatly appreciate that. And if you've done all that, maybe consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of future content when it's released. And if you've done all that and you're still interested, maybe checking me out over on Instagram, feel free to check me on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knife. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. You guys have a great day and a great week. Bye.